Yeah. I admire people who do a ton, and it's great to do a little as well.
Mm-hmm. If most people did a little, that would be amazing. Even if you just feel like you're making a difference in one person's life, I think that matters. Hey there, welcome to Getting to Good Enough. I'm Shannon Wilkinson.
And I'm Janine Adams. We're here for practical and fun conversations about living with more ease and way less stress.
Yep, we're all about embracing progress over perfection. So grab a tasty beverage and let's get started. Hey, Janine.
Hey, Shannon, how you doing?
Doing pretty well. How about you?
Heck yeah, I'm doing as well as can be expected. It's sort of how it feels right now.
Yeah, same. I mean, things feel a little overwhelming.
Yeah, I feel like my nervous system is maxed out or something when I'm just looking at what's going on around the world and so forth.
Yeah, it's funny because I haven't been factoring that in with some of the things I've been dealing with, and I've sort of been blaming low energy, a feeling of overwhelm and stuff on this ongoing 4-month saga that I've been dealing with shoulder surgery and sort of ongoing pain and sleep issues and stuff. And I think it would be wise for me to recognize that what's happening in the world around me, around us, is certainly a factor.
Right. Yeah. I feel the same. Like I've got this work stuff going on that's fine, but just sort of stress inducing. And so I'm having trouble living my word of the year, enjoy. But yeah, layering on top of that is this ongoing stress that's omnipresent, has been for a while, but has just really gotten bad in the last couple of weeks for me anyway. Well, no, I think just objectively. And so yeah, I want to cut myself a lot of slack. I want to, as you say, sort of factor that in and thinking about how I'm doing and how I can, I don't know, be kinder to myself or regulate my expectations for myself, what I can accomplish and so forth. There's a lot of, I feel like there's a lot of tentacles to this.
Yeah, there really are. And I feel like it's good to remember that, while you normally have a certain amount of capacity or bandwidth to get things done, to, sort of go about your life, that all of this external stuff can compress that or take part of your capacity or bandwidth. Like it takes some energy. Like I'm not living, and I don't think you're living in a situation right now where you are actively threatened or, feeling threatened by the political environment or anything. And yet there's a certain amount of energy it takes just being in the world today.
Right. Yeah. I feel like we're all being threatened, and people in certain cities are being physically threatened as well.
Yes.
Yeah. And you're right. It just takes up energy. Sometimes I think, oh, I'm just not going to think about it. But it's hard not to think about it, A. And B, I feel like as a citizen, I need to be informed. And there's so much happening every single day that I have to at least drop in on the news. I'm trying to figure out a way to not get too caught up in it and still be an informed citizen.
Right.
And I don't have conversations with people about it much. I mean, thankfully, like most of the people I talk to agree with my viewpoints. And so I'm not arguing with anybody, but also we don't rag on it because we know it stresses us out.
Right.
But sometimes those conversational boundaries could be really important.
Yeah, I think so. I totally agree. I think boundaries is really the key, sort of being boundaries and following them, setting them and following them for yourself in all these different ways, that I might be like, okay, I haven't been paying a lot of attention to the news. I want to be an informed citizen. I feel like I need to check in on what's going on. And then that's a rabbit hole that just, I can be in for forever thanks to algorithms and the way apps and things work. It's not like you just have the newspaper and you're limited.
Right.
But I feel like that creating some sort of boundaries for yourself, whether that is, skimming the headlines and reading one article, or setting a timer for 15 minutes or something, but that somehow creating a container for the amount of news that you take in would be really helpful.
Yeah, it's so easy to just doom scroll, and it's so easy to consume the things that are being bombarded by. I feel like as someone with a certain amount of discipline and self-discipline, I still just get sort of sucked into it. And I like the enjoyable aspects of social media. So I don't want to say, okay,
Right.
I'm not going on Facebook today, but I can say, okay, I'm just going to look at my groups that see what my friends who wear wool are doing.
Yeah.
Or my YNAB fans, right? I liked reading those groups. But yeah, setting those boundaries, I think that's an important, I need to think. We talked about that, I know, in our social media episode sometime in the last couple of months, but I think I need to revisit that, make sure I'm protecting myself that way.
Yeah, I don't spend a lot of time on social media these days, but I did pop into Facebook recently to respond to some comments we got for the podcast. And there was my feed, and there was someone posting something that I was so vehemently opposed to, and I was getting all ready to respond. And then I thought, will this make a difference, or is this will it make me feel better in the moment but not do anything, and then I'll just perseverate, will this actually make a difference? And then I decided, this person who I went to high school with, who I have not seen since high school, is not an actual friend of mine, and I can unfriend them and not have to have this in my feed.
Yeah.
And
that's good. That was good. That was good self-care. And wouldn't have been a great use of your time to get into an online argument with this person who isn't your friend.
Yeah. And I saw there were 15 comments that were 100% so right, da 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 da. And I was like, oh, this would just be a big pile on. And there's no way to actually have a dialogue about this.
Yeah. Yeah. That's smart. I never argue with people on social media. It's not in my nature.
Yeah.
I did see somebody post something the other day it wasn't inflammatory, but it was not in a part of my worldview. And I quickly scrolled away from that. But mostly my thing on Facebook is just people posting or just learning the news, just seeing.
Right.
And of course, and then nowadays you don't even know, you see AI. I feel like I'm decent at picking out AI generated images and stuff, but so much of it is just, yeah. Maybe I do need to fast a Facebook fast. But that might not be a bad thing to do for a little while, and just get my news from my usual news sources like Jimmy Kimmel and Seth Meyers. But one thing I was thinking about too is taking action. Like what can I do to feel better or feel like I'm helping the situation.
Right.
And, that includes figuring out where I want to donate money and, writing postcards to voters. And today, actually, in a couple hours, I'm going to be knitting in protest with a bunch of other people who are knitting in protest hats. So that'll be nice. I haven't decided if I'm going to actually go on the Zoom or if I'm just going to knit alone, but part of the collective conscience of protest knitting. But that'll feel good. And I'll have a hat to wear in protest.
Yeah.
So that'll be fun.
Yeah. It'll be enjoyable.
Yeah, I can, if in the show notes, I can put a link to the pattern for the hat. It's called Melt the Ice Hat.
Oh, I've not seen that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I think that is so key, though, to find what it is you can do. And I think, I come from a Portland, Oregon, where our elected officials are as aligned with my political values and personal values as they can be. So it doesn't do a lot for me to make calls and send letters or emails or anything like that. But I think it will make a big difference to get out the vote in November for the midterm elections. And so that's definitely somewhere I can put my energy.
You know what popped in my head when you said that? I wonder, I don't know the answer to this, but I feel the same. I understand what you're saying because my U.S. representative is also, we're from a very blue city, but I wonder if people from other parts of the state, if you're talking about U.S. senators that represent you, if other people are writing with the opposite viewpoint, that for their tally sheets, getting calls from your viewpoint might be good, might be helpful.
Oh, yeah. I hadn't thought about that, but that Oregon is a divided state, but the red portion of the state, the population does not surpass the blue portion of the state, but those people are a lot more vocal with with our senators.
Yeah. So yeah, perhaps. Yeah. I mean, and my senators are conservative, and I do write them, and I get so infuriated by their responses. I should just stop reading the responses.
Yeah.
I just wrote one the other day. But I agree. Yeah. To me, getting on the vote is huge. So I love participating in that effort. Yeah. I mean, there's lots of things you could be doing.
And I think, too, like you said, if you have money to donate, where can you donate it that makes the biggest impact for whatever you have to donate? If you have time to donate, where can you do that? If you are willing to protest, where can you protest? But to really think about it in a purposeful way so that it's not, perfectionism doesn't get involved, and it's not like, oh, I should be doing more, I need to be doing this, or I'm not doing this the right way.
Or if I can't do it all, I'm not going to do anything. Right. Like it's not an all or nothing proposition. Any little bits, little actions can make a difference. Yeah. I mean, I admire people who do a ton. And it's great to do a little as well.
Yeah. I mean, if most people did a little, that would be amazing. And, not everyone can do very much or anything. And, but I think we can all do a little bit. And I think there are ways to sort of feel, even if you just feel like you're making a difference in one person's life, I think that matters.
Yeah. And showing caring for those around you. Because we, like I just said, most of my friends are aligned with me, which means most of my friends are upset as well. And reaching out and seeing how people are doing rather than scrolling on Facebook might be a better use of my time. That feeling connected Yeah. I was just making a list of people I needed to reach out to while I was taking a shower. And so I couldn't write the list
You're making a
down
list in your head?
in my head. So I couldn't write it down at that moment. So now I have to put it in some format where it's readable.
Yeah. But it does feel important to sort of recognize that that there is this level of stress that is impacting how we feel emotionally, energy wise, sort of our capacity. And, in some very real ways, it is eating up time because, we're doom scrolling, we're getting sucked into things, or even just sitting around perseverating.
Mm-hmm.
And that one way to deal with that is to create these boundaries. And another way is to figure out one small action that you can take.
Right. Yeah. And then I think I'd like to hope that by doing those things, we're taking away some of that vibration or that tension that I'm feeling all the time. And if I can relieve that tension, I can be happier and more productive and enjoy life more.
Yeah. Well, and also it's easier to take action when you're feeling calm, when you're feeling okay, when you're feeling safe. It's easier to help other people. It's a little bit of that, put your oxygen mask on first.
Yeah.
And so doing that, calming your nervous system down, allows you to take action, which can make a difference for other people.
Yeah. Yeah. I like that.
Yeah. So we would love to hear from you, our listeners. What's one good enough thing you're doing to take care of yourself, to do something good in your community, in the world? You can let us know on social media, on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. We're at Getting to Good Enough. You can call and leave a message at 413-424-GTGE. That's 4843. You can email us at gettingtogoodenough@gmail.com. Until next time, this is Shannon Wilkinson in Portland, Oregon.
And Janine Adams in St. Louis, Missouri.
And we hope that good enough is getting easier for you. Thanks for joining us on Getting to Good Enough. We hope you heard something that makes your life just a little bit easier. If you did, leave us a review or share this with someone who's looking for their own version of good enough.
Thanks for listening. See you soon.
Yeah, I just remembered, and you probably remember this, years ago, I used to have a whiteboard in my shower. Do you remember that? Oh my God, I completely forgot about that.
Wow. I mean, I get the inclination of that, but I also feel like
extra.
Yeah, that's exactly the word I was about to say. So extra. Oh, Shannon. Oh, that's funny.